Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. My name's Chris, and tonight I checked out this sci-fi horror movie called The Stairs, directed by Peter Tiemann. So this movie is about some hikers that go hiking in the woods, and they stumble across some supernatural things, as well as a ominous random staircase in the middle of the woods, and then some things spiral out of control and some hijinks ensue. This idea was really familiar to me because it sounds very similar to that Channel Zero Season 3 or 4, the one with Rutger Hauer, which I know is based on like a internet creepypasta. So I didn't know if it was gonna go in the same direction, and somewhat sort of does, although this is a bit more of a mess. So this movie starts off kind of weird. It feels kind of like a wholesome sitcom thing with a grandfather and a grandson going hunting. It's very vibrant. And then when they stumble upon the staircase and the conflict unfolds, it's a little cheesy, it's a little weird, it's a little bad. And I was very nervous at that point of the movie. And then it kind of shifts gears and introduces our main characters, which is the group of hikers. And I wish I could say things improved. They kind of do, but then they kind of also don't. So I know I'm being kind of vague here, but let's talk about some of the production quality of this movie first. It's a bit of a mess, like everything else. There's some moments that look okay, some shots that are okay. The lighting is particularly not good. There's lots of moments where they're like in the woods at night and they're running away from stuff, and there's just this huge ass light you see in the background. And when you don't see it, it's still very obvious because there's no like subtlety to the lighting. It doesn't try to make it feel real. It's just blowing out the woods at night. Also, then there's moments that are supposed to be creepy during the day in the woods with like ghost-like figures, supernatural beings, but it seems like they didn't light at all, and it's just natural, and it looks flat, and it shows all the flaws in the makeup and the effects, and it just really undercuts the performances because it looks super cheesy, so it's hard to take these people trying to be creepy seriously. But I will say, when it shifted gears with the hikers, I kind of got into the tone a little bit better. There's a character they introduce who's supposed to be like the rowdy, annoying guy, even though I kind of liked him the best, and the other characters are kind of unlikable. There's a bunch of hit or miss humor that mostly misses for me. And then the movie sort of gets interesting with the supernatural element. Like the idea of this random staircase, it's so out of place in this forest, kind of paints like a Lovecraftian, like very large, ominous mystery maybe. But then the movie doesn't really do anything really original or interesting with this concept. Instead, it starts opening up other threads that it never bothers to answer, like supernatural ghosts and stuff like that in the woods. And then it just eventually turns into this creature feature for the last half an hour or so of the movie. So it's like they just kind of pulled this idea that already existed, and instead of doing anything interesting with it, they just kind of went back to the basics and introduced a creature that chases people around in the woods. It's disappointing. The creature itself maybe could look okay in the darkness if shot well, if lit well, it could hide some of its flaws, but a lot of times when you see it, you see way too much of it, and it looks kind of laughable. And then near the end of the movie, it kind of turns into what feels like a sci-fi original with its comedy and stuff. This movie just tonally all over the place. The performances are all over the place. Some people are a lot better than others. There's like these emotional moments where a guy's giving a monologue about his brother, and it's all through dialogue, and it just doesn't work because I wasn't invested at all, and the performance isn't that great. It just ended up becoming melodrama. I don't know. There's maybe some potential here for something interesting, but they kind of squander all the interesting things in favor of just derivative stuff you've seen before, and then kind of a shoehorned together plot that they just bother to not explain half of it. So I probably wouldn't recommend this one. I would, however, recommend Channel Zero. That was a pretty good show. I especially liked seasons 2 and 3. So if you watch the first season, you're like, it's not that great. I think season 2 is a vast improvement. Anyways, that's The Stairs. It's out now. Check it out on VOD. If you've seen it, let me know what you think. And then hit the like button and subscribe if you're not, because that'll help out the channel. And I'll catch you here next time, guys. Goodbye.